Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for checking out this video. Now, if you have seen the first episode of my Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind Let's Play, you know that I mentioned that I am using a pretty decent amount of add-ons to accompany this Let's Play. So, I did not want to waste time in that actual episode going over each of the individual mods for those who would not be interested. But in this one, I did want to go into some detail as to what I'm using, why I'm using it, what my recommendation would be for it. Very simple. These are not all of the add-ons that I think would be great to use with Elder Scrolls Online. There are so many amazing add-ons that I could recommend. I could go on for days. And I have actually gone on for days. Go see my Elder Scrolls Online add-on Spotlight series. That is a thing on my channel, and you can go there if you're looking for some more recommendations. Now, let's get right into it. So for this Let's Play, I'm using Advanced Filters, Cleaner UI, Harven's Quest Journal, Inventory Grid View, ignore the lib add-on menu, LoreBooks, Skyshards, Slightly Improved Dialogues, SlowDialogs, Votan's Improved Locations, Votan's Improved Quests, and Zonename Alert. Now, let me go through each of these briefly, just to let you know pretty much what they are doing. Advanced Filters does exactly what it says. If you go into weapons, you can see that there is a category for all, one-handed, two-handed, bow, destruction staff, and healing staff. Likewise, apparel has heavy, medium, light, clothing, shield, jewelry, and vanity. And I think it even breaks up, consumable is broken up into food, crown items, drinks, motifs, etc. So it just breaks up your inventory into much easier to navigate, and it kind of narrows things down for you. Really, really convenient add-on. Next up, Cleaner HUD. Now, that is probably the most notable one to see. It does change quite a bit. For example, if I were to go and talk to someone or interact with something, here we go. So, instead of... ignore Vardenfell up there for a second, that will come later. Notice how it says Examine, Understanding the Living Gods. It centers the action that you are wanting to perform, and it is smaller, and there's no giant E button telling you to interact with it. I just remember what the button is myself, as I can easily do, and then I can just interact with it. It takes up less screen space. Likewise, the compass up in the top, a little bit smaller, I think it's a little bit more narrow, and it's faded very, very lightly against the background. So, it's there when I need it, and then when it is kind of, not something I need to worry about, it's so subtle that I kind of forget it's even there. So that's a great one. It lowers the size of health bars for characters that I'm looking at. My stamina bars, stamina, health, and magicka. Let's see if I can actually use... No, not without attacking anybody. But your attribute bars are lowered as well. In terms of size, they're a little bit smaller. So that is Cleaner HUD. It's really nice. It's actually the newest add-on that I've installed for this Let's Play, and so far I'm absolutely loving it. Next add-on, Harven's Quest Journal. That is one of my favorite all-time add-ons. It replaces your normal Quest Journal, which is this. Replaces this with a nice, lore-friendly, immersive journal, where you can actually go through and read things like you're going through a book. And the nicest feature is being able to click on a character's name and see the conversation that you had with them leading up to your quest. Very, very nice add-on. I do have an add-on Spotlight episode for that, so you can take a look at that if you want to see it in more detail. Next up is Inventory Grid View, an extremely popular add-on. Just turns all of your user backpack, area. It just makes it all like a grid, instead of the big list. So that's all it does. Extremely popular add-on. Most people are probably very familiar with it, but if you're not, that's what it does. Turns it into a grid. Next add-on is LoreBooks. And LoreBooks and Skyshards kind of can go together, and I think I have great examples. So you see, I'm looking right now, it says Seydanin Wayshrine, but you can see that there is kind of a book icon overlaying on top of it. That's letting me know that in that general direction there is a lore book that I can read. Likewise, I don't think there's one very close to where I am. Let me see if I can get into range of one. I thought I was close to one. Apparently not. No, doesn't appear to be. Let's check the map. Ah, here we go. So a lore book is right in front of me, and then over here is a Skyshard. So now I know that I can go in that general direction and get a Skyshard and a lore book. I used to not like using these two. I kind of like the idea of discovering them, but I did start to realize, you know, it's just nice being able to have these little destinations as you're traveling around. They always lead to probably like a really nice vista that you can look at, or an interesting location, so I like having them there. They lead me to locations I may not have gone before. Slightly improved dialogues, so that is... let me find someone who I can interact with.
I can't promise I'll remember any of this.
The Saucy Nix. We're gonna go into the Saucy Nix so that I can talk to somebody. Hopefully somebody very saucy. Here we go. Ciao ciao.
House Redoran controls the west.
So, what improved dialogues does, or slightly improved dialogues, it's actually greatly improved dialogues now at this point. It makes the character's name a bit bigger. It changes the style when you're highlighting over options, and as of its newer updates, it's added in free camera control. It was another add-on, and I went over that add-on in my add-on Spotlight series, but slightly improved dialogues has now implemented this add-on into itself. So when you talk to somebody, you can hold the right mouse and look around. And it's incredibly nice. It's a little bit weird. Sometimes characters aren't looking at you directly, but for the most part, it really keeps you invested in the world. You feel really immersed in the world, and it works in third person as well. So I can actually see myself having a conversation with them in real time. Very, very nice add-on. Probably one of my top 3 add-ons. Next up is SlowDialogs. That one does pretty much just what it says. So if I talk to someone who has a little bit more to say... I guess not. We can just talk to him. Oh. It doesn't work with merchants, unfortunately, so that was a bit of a glitch that you saw right there. Let's see if we can talk to somebody in the Sea Salt Grocery. You're a merchant as well, so I don't think it'll work with you either. No. Okay, a little bit harder to find someone to actually talk to than I thought it was going to be. Here we go.
Not now, citizen. I'm up to my arms
So,
in problems today.
as you could have seen there, the dialogue slowly faded in as he was talking. So that's a really good add-on, because sometimes it's too easy to just want to read their dialogue and ignore what they are saying, and then just click the buttons to skip through the dialogue. So SlowDialogs is really good if you want to stay invested within the world, and using that together with slightly improved dialogue is just so great. You feel so immersed in the world as you're actually listening to the character talk. You're physically there talking with them. It doesn't zoom in on their face or anything. Those two add-ons together really make the conversation system really fun. And then next up we have Votan's improved locations and quests. Those ones pretty much just change this map area. So I can zoom in on a region, so I'm up here, and I can see what quests are in this area. It's a little bit hard to tell since I have so few quests, but basically it tells you I have Divine Conundrum in Vardenfell. If I had a quest, say, in Skyrim, it would, or the Rift, or, you know, something like that, it would say the Rift, and then list all the quests that I have in the Rift. So it separates your quests by zone. And likewise, looking at locations, it separates the locations from one giant list into something organized by the covenant that it belongs to. So here I can see all of the Ebonheart Pact locations, all of the Daggerfall locations, etc. So it just kind of breaks that up, makes it a little bit easier to read. I'm a big fan of them just for that. And then Zonename Alert. This one is responsible for what you were seeing kind of freaking out over here by the boats, where if you get close to a location, and the location would normally appear up here at the very top right, kind of out of your way. Now they've had it where it will actually display right in the center of your screen. It's just really nice. It gives it that real cinematic feeling that I like. It does have some nice settings to it as well, and I've been thinking of changing that. You know, I can turn off the icons, so when I move into a location, well, now it's testing to show me what it's going to do, but I would actually like it. There we go. So now I can see that I am in Zonename. Just very cinematic. And then as I approach the boat again, I'm in Vardenfell. Just really nice. It helps you keep track of the location that you're in a very immersive way. Keeps it cinematic feeling. I'm a big fan of it. Very nice. And yeah, so those are the add-ons that I'm using. You know, I did have a video where I talked about the reshade presets, and I am considering using them, but I do want to get the best performance that I can out of this game, so I'll play around with it. I think I'm leaning more towards not using any reshade presets. I like the look of the game, and you know, this is my first time here in Vardenfell. I've literally not left this area at the time of recording, so I really want to see ZeniMax's vision for the game before I start tinkering around with any presets. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you found this video interesting. Maybe you got some ideas for add-ons that you'd like to install. That dog has armor on it. And yeah, thank you so much again for watching, and I will see you all next time.